Major League Baseball has done something very right. I know, Rob Manfred. He made a decision that doesn't make me want to rip my hair out. This weekend had everything you want as a baseball fan. First of all, 4 playoff games in one day, twice, starting at noon and ending around midnight. I mean, that's honestly good enough for me. But it gets even better because not only was there more playoff baseball than ever, but almost every game played was an epic encounter. Insanely strong pitching performances, perfectly executed defense, dramatic, massive home runs, small ball, and some plays that you'll just have to see to believe. Let's take a closer look at each series from last weekend.
1-1. Swing and a high fly ball, center field. That one back. Siri at the wall. That one is gone! Jose Ramirez!
Starting with the noon games in Cleveland, the Guardians hosted the Rays in a battle of attrition, which may not sound that interesting, but it made every single pitch that much more important. Game 1 was a matchup between aces, with Shane Bieber taking the bump for the Guardians and all-star starter Shane McClanahan for the Rays. This game was a sneak preview of what the new pitch clock rules could do to an MLB game next season. Fast-working pitchers throwing strikes and well-executed defense resulted in a playoff game finishing in just 2 hours and 17 minutes, the 4th fastest in the divisional era. The game was essentially decided by one pitcher making one mistake more than the other, and a 2-run homer by Jose Ramirez was the difference. Guardians win 2-1. Game 2 was more of the same. Excellent defense matched with excellent pitching, but also some inept offense. Although it's a bit hard to hit with the shadows like this for 15 innings. Yeah, you heard me right. This game went 15 innings and set the record for the longest postseason baseball game without a run scored. That was until SpongeBob hit a mammoth bomb to seal the deal for the Guardians and send them to New York for a matchup with the big, bad Aaron Judges.
Suarez on at second. Here's the big kid out of North Carolina, Cal Raleigh. Swinging a drive into right field. This one is going. It is going. It is gone. Goodbye, baseball. Cal Raleigh.
Mariners versus Blue Jays Game 1 makes the case that if an ace pitcher is available at the deadline, you trade for him. Castillo went out there and shoved for nearly 8 innings with only 5 Ks, but 0 walks and only 6 hits. But nobody cares about Game 1, because Game 2 happened. Here we are in the top of the 5th inning. 12 outs to get for the Jays to extend the series to a Game 3. What could possibly go wrong?
In the dirt, and it kicks away from Jansen. That one is hit high to left field. Tapia going back, all the way back at the wall. It is gone! Raleigh into left center field. That's going to be another hit for Cal Raleigh. Suarez around third. J.P. Crawford, 9th place hitter. You got Julio Rodriguez looming. Crawford to center field, not deep. Sprinting in Springer, and the ball falls, and everybody's going to score.
Frazier is,
and he pulls that one into right field. That's going to be a hit, and it's going to put the Mariners ahead. Raleigh around to score.
There's a lot to unpack here, but I think that the main takeaway is that the big dumper is for real.
And the 2-2. Punched out, and past the diving Edman into right field. 1-run scores. 2-run score, and the Phillies have come all the way back.
The Phillies and Cardinals played in the perfect example of a series that looked as if it were going one way for the entirety of Game 1. The Cardinals were the better team, the Phillies struggled mightily at the end of the season and snuck in due to Milwaukee's incompetence, and it's time to go home. Add in a little devil magic on a pinch hit homer, and the Cardinals are cruising to victory. That's how it was supposed to go. Until it didn't. Ryan Helsley, one of the best relief pitchers in baseball, completely lost his feel in the 9th inning. 1 hit, followed by 2 walks and a hit by pitch, started a massive rally that just wouldn't slow down. The Phillies, after being dead in the water all day, rose from the dead because the Cardinals managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Game 2 featured a beautiful pitching performance from Aaron Nola. He completely shut down the Cardinals for 7 innings, and that included Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt, who went a combined 1 for 15 with 0 home runs and 6 strikeouts in this series. It was kind of like watching the NBA players from Space Jam after the aliens stole their talent, only it was real life. It's okay, Cardinals fans. At least your 2 legends got hits in their final at-bats before retiring and leaving you forever with only a memory, which you'll try to convince yourself is just as good as the real thing. But it's not.
Washington, here it comes on a 3-1. That one is laced deep to left field, and this one may get out of here. It does! Bell on a 3-1 pitch. his 18th of the year, and the Padres take Scherzer out and grab a 2-0 lead.
And finally, the Mets drunkenly stumbled into the playoffs while losing their lead in the division and getting stuck in the wild card. However, the Game 1 loss they took would have been the end of their season before, so they got that going for them. Max Scherzer looked like a 38-year-old starting pitcher, which is indeed what he is. But that's not how you would normally view one of the best pitchers in baseball history. His fastball was 93-94, it was middle, his breaking stuff wasn't getting the swing and miss, his off-speed pitches were easily identified, and he got blitzed by a Padres team that was in attack mode all night. They simply weren't scared of a man known for his intimidating presence. It's not all on Max, of course. The Mets lineup had no answer for Yu Darvish, but watching the opponent put 7 runs on an ace is certainly deflating. In Game 2, the Mets remembered how to hit and actually gave Jacob deGrom run support? What? He wasn't a god like he is known to be in this game, but he still had a great outing. The Mets managed to get to Blake Snell early, and he ended up walking 6 batters in just 3 innings. But Game 3, though, is where things got stupid. Game 3 was completely dominated by the Padres. Chris Bassett looked shell-shocked after giving up a 2-run, 2-out single to Austin Nola, and he only lasted 4 innings. On the other side, Joe Musgrove was cruising through the Mets batting order with ease. So naturally, he has to be cheating, right? Well, Buck Showalter certainly seemed to think so. This dude really called for a sticky stuff check in the middle of a playoff game. Jeez, I hope SNY has a clown filter for their broadcast. And I'm with Gary Cohen on this one. If you are going to ask for a check, you best be right. In this case, the umps checked, found nothing, and now you look like an absolute dummy because 1, you just falsely accused an opposing player of cheating, and 2, now your whole team knows that they just suck. The Mets got 1 hit. 1. $300 billion roster. Wow. So by the end of the weekend, the MLB playoffs delivered like they always do, and for even more games this time, I could get used to this.